What if I told you Twitter itself would give you followers for 2 cents a follow? 2 cents a follow. Twitter is giving you these, and listens to a podcast for, wait for it, for 2/10 of a penny. What if I told you I was getting 400,000 impressions to an ad for $2.15? 400,000 impressions to an ad for $2.15. If you have a product or you're thinking of making one and you want more visibility, especially if you have a product on something where there isn't built-in distribution like TikTok, where TikTok just pushes out your content. TikTok does it for you. But if you have a newsletter, if you have a course, if you have a SaaS product, if you have anything that doesn't have the distribution that TikTok and YouTube give you, Twitter ads is one of the craziest opportunities out there. And I've been playing around with it for the last few months. So I'm going to share my knowledge. I'm recording this, by the way, for my friend from Meta. And here's what happened. Well, he left Meta to do a very cool blockchain startup. And I sent him, I think yesterday I had like 50,000 impressions for under 10 cents, something like that. And I sent that to him and he said, OMFG. And he was so impressed with these stats that I just felt like I needed to record this episode. I was going to record it about something else. So I'm like, nah, I think this is still a pretty big deal. Even though I talk about it a lot, I'm going to go deep in this one. If you want to learn how to run Twitter ads, listen to this. I'm going to keep it brief, but very detailed and actionable. So I hope you enjoy it. We're going to do a rewind. I think I did a rewind in a few episodes ago, and we're doing a rewind again. We're going back to December in Poland. It's cold. It's snowing. There's a blizzard, and I'm walking through this blizzard, and I'm recording a WhatsApp message to my friend Dominic. I remember doing this, and I say to Dominic, I'm reading the news. All the advertisers are leaving Twitter. They don't like Elon. They're leaving Twitter. They don't like what's happening. Elon, simultaneously, he was doing a Twitter space, and he was saying, our ad product sucks. We need to make it better. So I was recording this voice message to Dominic, and I'm like, I think Twitter ads is going to be like Facebook ads in the early days or Google search ads in the early days, because all the big advertisers are leaving. And at the same time, the development team is working on making the platform better. So to me, that can only lead to like crazy opportunities. And when I actually started running ads and I was getting the results that I was getting, I'm not going to lie. This was in maybe February or March. It seemed too good to be true. And actually, it's still good. It's still great. But it's not as crazy as it was at the beginning, but it's still great. And I don't know how much longer this will last. If you're listening to this after I'm recording this August 6th, 2023, if you're going back in the chamber, because, I'm going to be doing these for years. If you're going back in the chamber to listen to content, you arrived on this episode. I don't know how relevant it's going to be, but you can hear my excitement in the moment. And you can learn, maybe Twitter ads won't have changed that much. We'll see. But right now, it still feels too good to be true. That's the truth. So, all right, if you want to start on Twitter ads, here's what you got to do. I started by trying to do their advanced ad selection. They give you advanced and simple ads and advanced. And I clicked advanced. That was a big mistake because there were all these bugs with it. And I should have just done simple ads. Simple ads keeps it really straightforward, really easy to do. So I'm going to walk you through simple ads instead of the advanced ads. You can do advanced ads once you know how to actually use the ads platform. But start with simple ads. I still do simple ads. I don't do advanced ads. Just simple ads are better. I okay, not a lot of people are doing the setup. If you want to drive listens to a Twitter space, like right now, I record these podcasts on Twitter Spaces, and then I clean them up in Descript. I make them sound a lot nicer in Descript, and then I upload them to my podcast host, which pushes them out to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, and everywhere else. But the reason I even do this is because by recording it on a Twitter space, people can join me on the space, and I can also run these hyper cheap ads to the space. It's a lot more expensive if you try to get people off platform. If you try to get people off Twitter to go listen on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, it's more expensive. So like I said, I could get listens for fractions of a penny by keeping it on the space. And if I want to take it off the space and bring it to Spotify, for example, it might be a few pennies. If you actually, I did this. I sent these messages to my friend Dominic. So I was just doing targeting in the US, UK, and Canada. By the way, when I say like I get 400,000 impressions for $2.15, that is global targeting. And I left on the ad optimization, which targets similar people to the demographics that you choose. So if you specify people interested in search engine optimization, for example, it'll make its guess. And you put in like specific keywords, you just want it to target these like specific keywords. If you leave on ad optimization, it'll show it to more people. The algorithm will guess who is more likely to want your content, your ads. So I texted this to my friend Dominic, $1 CPM, that's cost for 1,000 impressions, targeting the US, UK, and Canada, and people interested in SEO. Because I recorded a space about search engine optimization, I drove all these people to the space. I was getting 2 cents a listener to that Twitter space. And that was just to the space with the heavy targeting. By the way, the way to do that, very simple. People don't know how to do that. You just have to copy the Twitter space link, and then not the link to the tweet, but the actual link to the Twitter space. So you have to start playing the space and then click copy link. And then you put that into the ad, and it's crazy. It embeds in the ad. That's insane that it does that. Embeds. You literally have an ad with your Twitter space in it, and people see that and they click play. And that's what allows me to get thousands of listens for a few bucks. And yeah, so to do that, you do engagement ads. If you want to get people off the site, you do website ads. I think that's what they're called. I've also been able to get email signups for 25 cents or 50 cents. They used to have follower ads where you could get followers for a couple of cents. Really amazing product, their follower ads. And I'm not sure if they discontinued it, but I checked today and it wasn't enabled in the simple ad selection or in the advanced ad selection. If you still have done a follower campaign in the past, if you've done a follower ad campaign in the past, you can restart this campaign or you can copy that campaign. So if you were lucky enough to have done a follower ad campaign in the past on Twitter, you can still run follower ad campaigns by just copying it or creating a new ad within it. That's still enabled, but it's disabled from the choose an objective. With that said, I'm talking to people about this, and these people are talking to Twitter, and it sounds like it might return. Even if it doesn't return, just by running normal ads, I've been getting dozens, maybe hundreds of followers by literally just running normal ads. So Twitter ads, still great on that. I'm going to talk about some things that I noticed in terms of actually running the ads. I think running ads on hashtags are more expensive than running ads on non-hashtags. I have personally seen that. Actually, a lot more expensive. Maybe no. Maybe, it's a lot more. It's 10x more expensive for the one test that I did 2 days ago. It's a lot more expensive. And running ads on something that's trending is more expensive is more expensive as well. But you can have a higher click-through rate, so it could be a lot more. It could be a lot better. And then, yeah, if you're targeting to the US, to the UK, Canada, anything that's like high GDP per capita, that's going to be more expensive, of course. Niching is just in general that's more expensive because there's less people. There's less people in a niche, so it's more expensive. If you're doing SEO, you want a niche because that's actually cheaper. That's like easier. But when it comes to paid media, there's just less of an audience, so that's more expensive. Oh, the other thing, this is so important to mention. Oh my gosh. Start with a really low budget. Start literally $1 a day and then ease up very slowly. Because I tried, the default is $50 a day. I forgot to change it one time. I turned on the campaign. In 5 minutes, the campaign had run through $20 and I got 3,000 impressions. And then I deleted the campaign. I redid it with a $1 daily limit. I got hundreds of thousands of impressions for $1. So yeah, do not start with a high daily limit. Start with a very low daily limit. Start with a minimum, which is $1, and then you can scale up. I want to give you a call to action, which is to try it now, because I personally have seen it get more expensive in the last month and in the last few months. But in the last month alone, I've seen it get more expensive. I took it for granted when I started doing it in March. I said this was going to be a crazy opportunity. I was right. It was a crazy opportunity. In fact, it was so crazy, it felt too good to be true. And all good things must come to an end. So start now. Start now, because I don't know how much longer this will last. But if you have a product, if you have a landing page, if you have an email capture form, even if you don't, create a website with some product of your dream and just drive people there to sign up to get their emails. Do it in something that's a niche that you think maybe you'll want to work in at some point. It's just such a great deal. It's crazy. This is like Google in the early days, Google ads in the early days, Facebook ads in the early days. There are so many people who are making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars a month. If you don't have a product, you can still create a landing page. Always test, always validate. Here, this is a test that I'm running. I started this. I honestly put this up just because it makes me laugh. I don't know if it will convert. And right now, the results are pretty dismal. But I have an ad and it says, "I am the best. Follow me." And it's a picture of my face and there's a big follow button on it. It's really dumb, but we'll see if it converts. All right, this is episode 32 of The Edward Show. Thank you so much for joining me. I can't wait to talk to you again tomorrow. It's going to be a good one. Tomorrow's going to be a good one. This was a good one. All right, talk to you tomorrow. Bye now.